Captain's Log, Episode 22. This week's episode of the Beer Vengers podcast is sponsored by Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, located at 3511 Ditmars Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. We talk a lot about the incredible selection of beers and cheeses at A, B, and C, but they also have great condiments, including Rick's favorite, Mike's Hot Honey, now available in 3 sizes. Enjoy the eclectic array of craft beer, artisanal cheeses, and specialty grocery items at Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, home bar to yours truly, Captain Porter Brown Stout. Today we feature the thrilling return of guest beer venger Wheat Lightning. Learn all about what she's been up to since she last visited, including her upcoming web series, Maestro's Magical Music Box. This episode is all over the place, in a good way. It features 6 pours and an empty bottle. We learn a few new things about Czech beer. We knock a few more states off our beer wish list. We learn about children's theater, Commedia dell'arte, Africa, and, thanks to a late-in-the-show cameo by Cider Girl, the captain learns that buying flour isn't especially complicated. And you'll learn what it means when beer vengers euphemistically refer to their roommates. It's probably not what you think. Remember to like, star, and subscribe us whenever that feels appropriate, and send us your emails at thebeervengers@gmail.com if you have any questions, suggestions, or if you just like hearing us talk about you on the show. And now, without further ado, please enjoy episode 22, Wheat Lightning Strikes Twice.
We're the beer vengers, beer vengers, beer vengers.
We're the beer vengers.
Welcome to the Beercast, everyone. Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Astoria, Queens, I am Captain Porter Brown Stout.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in New York City, I am the pale male hophead Huck.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in the county of Kings, it is I, the Beer Wonder!
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in the county of Queens, I'm Wheat Lightning!
And we are the Beer Vengers! Yeah, we're the Beer Vengers, and this is our Beercast. Welcome, everyone. It's so good to have all of you here. Last time I checked, we were being downloaded in 5 different countries.
Yeah.
Multiple different states, maybe even as many as the original colonies. It's great to have you here. And also, before we get anything really started, I want to welcome our guest beer venger, Wheat Lightning. Welcome back.
Hello! How are you all?
Oh, we're great. Even better that you're here.
Yeah,
Indeed.
thank you. I'm better that you had me here and we're hanging out together.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of great beers. We've got a lot of good discussions about what's going on in the world of beer in New York and elsewhere. We're going to learn what's been going on with Wheat Lightning since the last time we checked in with her. But before we do anything else, I think it's time to get to the pours. Is that right?
Heck yeah.
Wouldn't you? Yeah.
Heck
All right.
yeah.
Let's get to the pours.
I'm
Who should go
raring
first?
to go.
Yeah.
So,
Huck,
Did you want to go
if
first?
I may.
Huck,
What?
have I taught you all nothing?
Huck,
Oh.
Huck,
Have I
Huck.
taught you nothing?
We screwed up again.
Yes.
we have
again.
we have a guest, okay?
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
this is her second time back, but we do have a guest. I believe the Wheat Lightning, the one and only.
The Wheat
Go
Lightning.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
You mean what?
Wheat
Well-
Lightning.
Since Hophead Huck is going rogue on the order, I'm gonna go rogue on you.
Okay.
Wheat Lightning.
go rogue.
Wheat Lightning is going rogue. We have a double chocolate stout brewed with natural flavor. Oh my gosh, this has, I don't know, should I show it to you now?
Yes, let's see it.
Please.
Look at that art.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
that's lovely. It's,
lovely.
Chocolate latte in my mouth, right?
they do some nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good. I'm going to read the back because I can't. Dark.
Please.
Dare, risk, dream. We doubled down on our chocolate stout recipe to create this imperial version of the classic. It's just too good to deny. So, share this with a special friend or treat yourself and enjoy this luxuriously creamy stout featuring intense notes of chocolate and dark roasted malts.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see
Whoa.
it.
Yeah, I want to see what you got there. This is
It's very
I know.
enticing.
I had you at hello, right? So we've got this beautiful New Belgium glass, compliments of lilies, on 52nd Street and
Oh, okay.
8th or 9th. Yeah, when I liked it, they were like, take it for free.
Nice.
Here we go. Ready?
That's a good glass.
all right.
Oh my goodness! It basically looks like a melted chocolate bar. Like that's
Oh wow,
that's
that
what I'm
looks
getting.
great.
Yeah, it's coming out thick.
Barely any head forming at all. I don't know if we caught the ABV on this one. Do you remember what the alcohol is? Oh no, there it comes.
Pretty.
You get a little.
Very chocolatey
Oh,
too.
really nice
Look at
head
that
there.
pour.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That
Yeah,
was
now
a-
hold up the glass and the can right up in front of your face, so we can take a good look at that. Oh,
I don't know if we should
Oh, that's
cover
beautiful.
her face. Her face, though.
well, we'll get a little glimpse there.
There we
Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. So what is the ABV on that Wheat Lightning?
ABV. Well, I gotta find it. It's kind of this is gonna be a fun episode. 9%.
Bless it.
Awesome.
Bless
Oh, that's
you.
great.
All right.
Wow.
That's out of Oregon, right?
Good question. I kind of
Somewhere in
stole
Oregon.
this from my other
Oregon,
roommate,
right.
Orgy.
Although I do tend to just yell out facts that might not actually be facts.
Yeah, don't be
It's Oregon,
upset.
I'm
It
pretty
was brewed
Be
by
a fact
Rogue
checker.
Ales in Newport, Ohio.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
So
Are you sure
they opened another brewery?
Is that
yeah.
an H or an R?
It's really hard to tell. It's an R.
Ah, there we go.
The lighting in my closet sucks.
Happens to me all the time.
Well, sometimes our secret layers
All
are
right.
not as well lit as we'd
Oh.
like. Now, Huck, I do feel like I came down a little hard on you there.
We
I'm
made him
so
wait too
sorry.
long.
You're
Yeah.
all
it's
right.
fine.
You're
He
all right.
likes it
do-
hard, but not that hard.
Yeah,
I've,
correct.
I'm trying to do like the captain and Wheat Lightning today, trying to get out of New York and do some different beers.
Ooh.
Little cutie is called
Oh,
Benjamin
it's a
the
kitty?
Pup. Benjamin the Pup is from Tripping Animals Brewery. It's kind of the new darling hazy IPA maker out of Doral, Florida. I'm rolling
Lovely.
the can.
Good. Good
And
massage it.
This is a New England style IPA with cashmere and cashmere cryo.
Ooh,
Let's get this
fun.
baby
Ooh, and a good
crack.
crack there. My
Beautiful.
goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can tell why this would be the darling. It does look like
It's got that like grapefruit haze to it. Yeah.
yeah, orange juice all the way. I
And
cannot
not
wait.
super hazy, a little translucence to
Oh,
it.
really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
Very
that haze
pretty.
look for sure. Almost like another half look to it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. It's a pretty one. When I hold
Yeah.
it up, I can see some light through it. Yeah, so nice, delicate nose, floral nose. All
Yeah,
right.
hold up that can again.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that cute puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is Tripping
adorable.
Animals, right? So Tripping Animals is you get a close up on the eyes of the dog.
I
Beautiful.
think we had another one a while back that was a collaboration between
Yeah,
Tripping
we did
Animals.
have a
and someone.
collab. I think it was one of the, maybe it was an Interborough Pilsner that had like three
Excellent.
breweries and 2 bars on it. Yeah, and Tripping Animals was one of them. Yeah, that's it. Good stuff.
All right. Well, suspense is killing me. What do you have, Beer Wonder?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I knew Wheat Lightning was coming this week. And also, we had a really fun week in science recently, you know, some casual interplanetary transport. So I thought this would be a good week to bring out a beer from Bridge and Tunnel that I've been holding on to for just the right moment. The I Volunteer to Go to Mars Hefeweizen
Very good.
with an
We
adorable
get a puppy
kitty on
and a kitty.
See, that's what I supply. I know. See, look, it's just all
So
the
cute.
animals here. All
And
the
Yeah.
animals. There
chocolate.
you go. Yeah.
and poop.
chocolate.
It looked like poop. So
And the
there you
captain's
go.
gonna have
So-
some too.
So, I mean, you know, I don't know where I'm on the list of going to Mars, but this beer I've been very excited about. So, in honor of Wheat Lightning, let's check this one out.
There. Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Yep, it's got a
Ooh.
good haze to it,
Looks
which
like
it
some
should
pink
have.
grapefruit.
Yep, sort
Yeah.
of pink grapefruit. Pretty heavy carbonation, so we're not getting too much of a head there. But I can
Pretty good.
smell the clove and the banana very intensely already.
Oh, so it's got a Belgian thing going
Yep,
on there.
absolutely.
Right.
Very good. Well, this is a voice you might find a little familiar because the beer I'm about to introduce to you is a.
Sponsored pour.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a sponsored pour.
Wait, is it a sponsored pour?
It is a wait. It is wait. I gotta do it again. It is indeed a
Sponsored pour.
Nice for the harmony.
Harmonizing with yourself. I love it.
Yes, that is correct. It is. It's sponsored pour from Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars at 3511 Ditmars. Our loyal sponsors. It is a brewery I was unfamiliar with before. It's Blackberry Farms in Maryville, Tennessee. I think it's our very first Tennessee beer. It's the BFB Stout.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
And I feel since Wheat Lightning gave her detailed description, yours was what was the three words you had for that one?
Oh,
For the Rogue was
dare, risk, dream.
okay. So here I have rustic, rooted, refined. This robust hoppy stout is a hearty welcome on a brisk. I got to read on here.
Brisk
Hang on.
day, huh?
This is the lighting. We've talked about our lighting in the. Okay, this robust hoppy stout is a hearty welcome on a brisk evening, but balanced and drinkable for enjoying year round. In addition to a complex roasted malt character of coffee and dark chocolate, a hefty addition of American hops adds bright, distinct flavors of tropical fruits, citrus, and pine. 6.8%. Let's see what we have here.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely crack on that one.
Here we go.
Ooh, good pour on this one.
Oh yeah.
Good dark color. Oh, wow.
Good
That
head on it.
the head is starting quickly, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Especially for well, I mean,
I'm not even tilting it.
it's a lower alcohol beer.
Light, cafe
Well, it's
crema,
6.8, so it's high for like a regular beer, but it's yeah, I would say it's that right little balance before it goes like if it were 8%, right, it would be moving into imperial territory, but 6.8 is like I feel that's the upper range of a standard stout.
Yeah.
All right, I think we all have beer, so
I think so.
let's all
Cheers, Joe.
do a little one of these things.
Cheers,
Yeah.
mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's really nice.
Oh.
It definitely does have that high hop profile they were talking about.
Now, this baby is made with all cashmere and cashmere cryo. We haven't really talked too much about cryo.
Yeah, what is that?
It's
Freezing?
cryogenically frozen hops. And the thing that happens with it is they flash freeze it, and you have the pure lupulin. You can get that into a powder form. You break it up once it's got that frozen, and the leaf part just comes off because it doesn't freeze in the same way, right?
Wow.
And so it's like removing the banana peel or the potato peel almost, like, and so it's taken out. Whereas most pellet hops, the leaves are still on it, the whole cone, right? And so you remove that. So it's not, a lot of people are like, it's not a pure thing. So that's why they still use the cashmere with the full cone. And then this is like pure lupulin, like the heart of the hop. It's And so the idea, I guess, is that you can use half as much in volume, hop wise, and still get the same result. But there are brewers are still like, they will use it, but they use it in combination with, like in this case, it's all cashmere, but it's cashmere and cashmere cryo. It's nice. Got a very melony kind of taste to it. Like cashmere hop is a Washington hop, not DC, the opposite of DC.
The other Washington.
The other state. That's going to be confusing.
Going up like maybe north of Oregon.
Yeah.
So
Oregon.
They it's a descendant of the Cascade hop and the Northern Brewer hop, and they had a baby born in 2013 called the Cashmere, and it's been used quite a lot. Well, look who's been.
I'm woefully ignorant on specifics with regard to hops, and I've realized that's something I want to try and fit more into my. I mean, I know about various hops as far as the general way about how that. Like, I know that the Pacific Northwest hops have their own character, and but I think it's mostly because since most of my beers aren't particularly hoppy, I haven't really absorbed a whole lot of it. So what do you suppose when this one says American hops? What do you suppose they're talking about?
They're probably talking about the Northwest.
Okay, because that's one mostly associated with the continental U.S.
Right. Idaho and Washington make.
Right.
Wow, what's the percentage? It's like 80%.
6.8
American hops or something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
So maybe
the
the
vast
of
majority
the hops.
Speaking of which, I just want to get a correction from 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago. I said that the upside down labels on the Stone cans was a thing that meant they were from Virginia. I just made that up. They just did that for fun. It's in both coasts.
All right.
That's awesome.
I'm glad we got that cleared up. It's been weighing on my mind.
Thank you.
Let's hear about
You
it.
sleep at night, right?
All about accuracy here. Huck.
Yes.
And-
I guess if we're talking about that, we should also mention that Snoopy's brother is from Needles.
Yes. You didn't get that in the correction last week. Yeah,
I didn't mention it. Well, I
think
think by the time you asked me to put in the cold open, I had already written it and recorded it. But we had a beer last week from Sparks, Nevada, and Huck thought that's where Snoopy's brother Spike was from.
It's like Hophead Huck when the microphone goes on. This guy knows everything.
He does.
Oh yeah,
I trust him.
He doesn't hesitate. I guess please.
I was so concentrated on making sure I had your back because you were worried that no one else knew what the fuck peanuts were. And I'm like, no, I know who you're talking about. He's Spike. He's like, and then I thought out later, like, I think he's from Needles.
Is Needles even in Nevada? I think Needles is like New Mexico.
No, Needles is California. But, in fact, I think Charles Schultz lived there. For
I was way off on everything. I got more.
So, Lightning, how is that chocolate stout?
Oh
there?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Going rogue.
I had such a good first sip. I didn't want to sip again until this moment because it's so. It just smells so rich and chocolatey, and with that malt layer, right? And then let me sip Rooster really fast for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need chocolate ever again if I have a full-time supply of this. This is delicious. This is chocolate.
Do we find out? Is it a milk stout? Is it have the lactose or?
It doesn't say milk stout. It's just double chocolate stout, which kind of makes me feel like it probably has milk.
It was like last time you were on here, you had the KBS with the Mackinac fudge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love me some chocolate.
You gotta.
Yeah, it says creamy stout, but I don't see.
I think I have another soundbite from that one there. I love me some chocolate.
Stout. Oh.
Keep that in mind. Yeah. Anytime the Wheat Lightning's on, we gotta look for those.
Yeah. Adding to our catalog.
Anytime you want me to say anything, I'll just. Well, maybe not anything, but you know. Yeah. No, it doesn't say anything about. Doesn't say anything about lactose or milk, but it does say creamy stout. So.
When it's the double stout, right?
It is the double stout.
We were talking about some of that last week. Like for instance, there was a imperial stout I had that was aged, and it talked about all the flavors, but those weren't. It was just the flavors that the barrel had attached to it.
Right.
So maybe it's just it somehow in the process it brings out a creamy flavor, even though it doesn't have milk.
Right, and it does it's got that 5-star on the can that says bitter malt roast sweet chocolate, and the chocolate is full. And it doesn't. I'm not getting a whole lot of bitter, but definitely like that roasted malt. And it's interesting that it is very chocolatey, but it's not too sweet, right? It's not like a dessert. Like nice. I can only have a few sips and then I'm like, oh, too much? No, give me a barrel. See you in the morning.
I have the ingredients up. It does have the chocolate malts, the chocolate and Munich malts. Yeah. The Churro malts and C120 malts, Cascade hops. It's got oats, barley, honey, and chocolate. It does have chocolate.
Yeah.
Ooh. Free range coastal water.
Oh.
Gotta love it.
No one put that water in a cage.
Never.
And Pac-Man yeast, whatever that might mean.
Oh, Pac-Man yeast. That is a goat. That is one of Rogue's actually specialty yeasts. Okay. They use it in a lot of their stuff. It's just a very all-purpose good times yeast. But it's a specific breed, which is cool.
Just like the
game. Here, this is a freshie. This is like 2021 already. This is a new fresh beer. Nice job.
Hey, gotta go.
We haven't talked much about your beer wonder.
I mean, it's good. It's a classic hef. It's exactly what you'd expect from something that's got that weediness to it, but also a little bit of that banana and clove situation, that 1-2 punch. It's really nice. They specifically say expect notes of banana, clove, and bubblegum. And usually when people say hef and they add bubblegum in, I'm like, yeah, nice try. No, definite bubblegum. Like,
Really?
absolutely, yeah. I kind of want to like chew it and pop it and kind of thing. It's very, very pronounced in a way that I know they were like hints of that. No, that's not it. And then a nice bready finish. It's fantastic. Definitely refreshing. They recommend that you drink it after working a hard day on Mars. And honestly, I would.
Really?
Rovers need
Rovers need, yeah. Did anybody?
Only Matt Damon had more of that in that movie.
Clearly, less of the banana and less of the potatoes and more of the banana-y half.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch the landing or bits of the landing?
I've seen the pictures that have come back.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
Is it?
It's very. I mean,
to walk around.
Well, they got a little like helicopter thing that's going to fly around and like take pictures. They left an encoded message I read the other day in the parachute that opened. That they just took a pic. They had a way to get a picture of it. And they got it on the internet, and people decoded it to find out what the message was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
I like,
exciting.
and we're getting high definition pictures from another planet, y'all.
It's crazy because it's so
very
far
cool.
away. It really
Yeah.
is far.
It took a long time to get there, and we're going to send a person.
That's far.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I know. But
Awesome.
anyway, this is definitely worthy of the occasion, not only to have Wheat Lightning here, but also to celebrate a
Yeah,
Mars rover.
absolutely. We were talking. Some people were making comparisons that we can land these things and take photographs on a planet billions of miles away, and we can't keep the electricity on.
Well,
Texas.
yes, accurate, actually. In Houston, where they're beaming everything into,
We
right?
just don't know how to turn it back on.
No.
They'll be moving to Mars. They'll have a better time there. Electricity.
I mean,
doesn't fail you.
I took that even a step further in thinking that like we're baffled that for the last year we can't figure out how to deal with the virus, but it turns out that Texas can't even figure out how to deal with winter.
Yeah.
No.
Is it really that surprising we bungled a pandemic so badly?
Can I tell you what? So I'm sorry. My roommate is originally from Buffalo.
Are you talking about Nikki?
Oh yeah, Nikki, my roommate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you met
I
her that
love
one
her.
time.
She's super nice. We like her.
She's my
Did you
bestie.
tell her we said hello?
Oh, I will. Hey, Nikki. Yeah. The boys say hello. Okay, tell them I say hi. She's in the
Yeah,
Those of you
bathroom.
who are
Nice.
listening to this podcast and only this podcast, this episode, this is a device we're going to use from now on. When we refer to our alter egos' actual names, we're going to call them our roommate
Yes.
and
yes.
possibly our very good
Is
friend.
this being edited or?
No, I'm going to keep this in here. I want this Easter egg in here for the people who only listen to episode 22.
God.
Because that happens. People download
Right.
other ones. They don't
Right.
hear this one. No, you special people who are listening to this one know every time you hear roommate, that's what
Yeah.
we're saying.
Porter,
so-
you've done it again.
Here's
You are
another.
our special Beer Vengers.
Here's another little Easter egg for anyone who ever gets stuck in a Houston we have a problem situation.
Hmm.
So I'm my alter ego Nikki bestie
You
roommate.
mean your roommate?
My
Yeah.
roommate is from Buffalo, New York, and a good friend of ours, of my roommates. Oh fuck!
You're mixing your metaphors now.
A good
This
friend.
is an actual good friend, not a
Of-
euphemism. Good friend.
No. An actual good friend of my
Of your roommate. Okay.
The family lives down in Houston now, and
Okay.
the first thing this friend did when the power went out is she went out, she got buckets of snow, and she put it in her bathtub. Why would you need that? Well, when your water isn't running, how are you
Yep.
going to flush your poopies down?
You gotta.
See, I thought she just put it in there to chill her beer.
Also,
No, you're right.
you know,
You could do
Also
both.
needed.
You could do both. I mean, once you're done with the beer, you have all the water there for the
Totally.
It's
Yeah.
you can multitask that way.
So 5 days, and she got to flush her toilet every single time.
great.
That's win-win.
Think
Glad
out
to
of the
hear she-
box, right?
Yeah, she's one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, that was a tough situation for people down there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my roommate Glenn has a lot of family down in Texas as well.
Ugh.
So
Mm.
it's been rough.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
when
Well,
you're
no.
not flying to Cancun.
Speaking of Captain, what's going on here?
So yeah, this is it reminds me of some mahogany ales I've tasted as well, because it's like it's rare that I taste a stout
Hmm.
that is this hop forward.
Wow.
Oh,
August.
Ooh.
I mean that's really the thing. It's the last thing they mention it, but it really defines this stout. It does have those chocolate and coffee things, but the hop is really it's the first thing you taste, and
Can you tell me the name
I
of
mean,
the
it's
brewery
it's in the
again?
nose a little. It's buried a little bit with the chocolate, but yeah, you can smell that. And
Ooh.
What's the name of it again?
it is Blackberry Farm Stout.
Right,
Blackberry.
Blackberry Farm.
It's just. I mean, they're very matter of fact. Blackberry Farms Brewery Stout.
Yeah, they. I've had a few of them at the bar in the past couple of years, and they I know they make a lot of sours.
Mm.
Right, that's what Ryan was telling me at A Story of Beer and Cheese. Ditmars, our sponsor.
Yeah, so
35-11 Ditmars.
good stuff.
But no, he was telling me that because I don't think he picked this one out. The bartender Sarah, who also they've sort of share some of those responsibilities about ordering, and I guess this is one that she had ordered. But that's what he had told me when I was picking out our sponsored pours last week. That he told me that that they were more known for their sours, but this was sort of this is very solid. I like it a lot.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like there's this brewery, Blackberry Farm, and you think all their beers are going to be made with blackberries. And this Jolly Pumpkin is another one that is really big with sours. But you think, are they going to make?
Yeah,
are they making? Is everything made with pumpkin beers? It's a dangerous thing to call your brewery that. But
Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales.
Yeah, Jolly Pumpkin.
Isn't that their full name?
Yes, you're right.
Ah.
And Blackberry Farm, yeah, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have a name and that's it. And I guess they're a farm. Are they a farm brewery? Which I guess is a specific term that everything comes from the earth.
Oh, from
Yeah, they're in Maryville, Tennessee.
rustic, rooted, and refined.
Last week we were talking a little bit about how I was looking at our spreadsheet and seeing where all our beers have come from, and it really is pretty much a solid half of them, or more than that. I would say half of the breweries are from New York.
Right.
Meaning more than half of our beers are, because we've had a lot of repeat things from some of our local people. But we have tried to include local beer from all over the country. And I even looked at it as of last. I think we might be a little bit ahead now, because between Huck and myself, and maybe something we'll get from the cellar later, we are, as of last week, our number of states and number of episodes was identical.
Wow.
And that's not including Ontario and DC.
Right.
Because we had one beer from DC, we had one from Ontario, and 21 states, 21 episodes.
Hey.
And so I have like a sort of I'm shifting some priorities into wanting to trying to keep that one state per episode thing.
Oh, that's great.
And we might actually be adding 3 this week, so that's really exciting.
Ooh,
That's
fun.
my intention with the old doggy here.
Oh.
Puppers.
It's an adorable puppy.
Nice, but easy drinking. I mean, it's gone.
Wow.
Wow.
So now
6.5%,
Lightning,
so.
since we've been talking about roommates, I understand that your roommate Nikki has a new project coming up.
Oh my gosh, yes. She's been working tirelessly on it. Ups and downs. You know, it's going to be super, super cool, though. Very proud of her. It's a children's show. She wrote with her other friend, and they wrote it. And
is that Nutpool's roommate?
Yeah, Nutpool's roommate.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Brandon, yeah, we know him.
This is like
Hold on.
my own grandpa.
Yeah.
Like I'm my own grandpa.
Well, yeah. Nutpool's roommate actually helped finesse the show.
Oh,
okay.
But yeah, it's called Maestro's Magical Music Box. And basically a maestro of a band brings a prima ballerina from a music box to life. It's magical. And it teaches together they Maestro and the prima ballerina, they teach musical concepts in season 1. And it's super cute, all educational, up to New York and nationwide standards of arts education.
cool.
And it is so magical. I'm so proud of my roomie. She's worked hard.
And so this is something that like schools everywhere they can use for their classrooms, or
Yeah. So it was really important for the show to be available to all children everywhere, no matter where they live, around the world. So they're releasing it on YouTube, and also
great.
it's extremely important for it to be free, because after the year that kids have had, I mean, we had a crappy year, but kids, man, they are just troopers, and this is so much fun, and it will give parents a little much needed break because kids will still be learning in an exciting way, right? It's not, parents don't have to feel guilty for a little more screen time. But yeah, it's going to be everywhere on YouTube on the 19th of March.
Whoa, that's very exciting.
You heard it here first.
Absolutely. So tell us some more details about how people can find this. I think you may have mentioned some of it, but yeah.
Yeah, so on Facebook, you can look up Maestro's Magical Music Box. And on YouTube, you can probably look that up too.
Yeah, too.
On Instagram, Maestro's Magical Music Box.
Is it like at Maestro's Musical?
Yeah.
Say it again. Maestro's.
At Maestro's Magical Music Box, where learning
Maestro's
comes
Magical
alive.
Music Box.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I didn't say what the other thing I was thinking.
Inappropriate.
No, not inappropriate. Just switching them around. So it's say it one more time.
Music Box of Magic.
That's close. That's close. Let's try it together. Maestro's
Magical
Music
Magic
Box.
Oh no, it's Music Box. All right, see that's what I was talking about. I wanted to say Musical Magic Box, but it's Magical Music Box.
Oh no, it's a music box that comes to life.
Yeah, that's one
that
word.
is magic.
One word, Captain.
One word.
Music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got that. It. Well, I mean, it's not. It's one.
So even though the show is really geared towards preschoolers through second grade, the name is geared for adults who are trying to get words.
So it is a music box that is magical that the Maestro created.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get a mental picture so I don't what did she say it was again?
We fully diagrammed the sentence.
Maestro's Magical Music Box.
Where learning comes alive.
Or learning comes alive.
So
that sounds very exciting.
Lightning, I'm just curious. I don't know if this is something that you've had to you've chatted with your roommate about, but what was it like? Did she give you any indications of like what it was like to create something like this in a pandemic? Like in our time?
Boy, she like unloaded, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Because she started writing and working on the project before pre-COVID.
Oh, okay.
And I think they all shot it pre-COVID, and then during the post-production, COVID hit, and like everything went to a screeching halt.
Was it originally conceived as a live show partly?
Actually, no. So
it was always going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it was always going to be YouTube. So my roommate and her friend who wrote it are both educators, and entertainers, singers, and basically her friend came to her and was like, hey, I've been seeing all this stuff on YouTube that really is kind of like not great for kids. It's okay, but not educational. Want to teach music from our living rooms? And I was like, I do, and that let me tell you, that took it a long way, because it went from just being this like, let's teach
as
kids,
butts will do.
As butts will do. Let's teach kids something with beautiful content about what they love, music. And it went from that to like, no joke, VFX, magic, video editing. Our sound engineer is from Yale. Like this it's insane. It's insane. In a great way.
There are lots of talented people with not much to do it's doesn't make everything that's been going on okay, but it's all of us, and like we're all seeking something for creative fulfillment. So even though it was going on before, this is like, okay, hey, are you doing anything? No, of course you're not.
Are you ready for this?
Help us with this. Yeah.
So that, with that in mind, when COVID hit, we decided to also release it in Spanish and American Sign Language.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like, okay, we need to be as inclusive as possible and get people and kids together, learning and having fun, and kind of like, come on, forget your troubles, like it's I don't know. It's going to be its own little glorious world. Nice. I'm so excited for my roommate.
Sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait to have you there. March 19th.
So is there a premiere experience, or are we just getting all excited?
Well, all right, fine. Your listeners will get the whole shebang.
Exclusive here on the Beercast.
Exclusive. So, releasing at 3 o'clock on March the 19th on YouTube. And you are all exclusively invited to the premiere party.
All right.
It will be on March 21st from 2 to 2:30. And when you find us on Facebook and watch it on YouTube, you will be invited. It's going to be fun. There will be gifts, giveaways, etc. And you will even meet our prima ballerina.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this
I can't imagine anything more exciting.
Yeah.
sounds like the event of the season. I will be there with a fancy beer in hand.
Oh,
Nice.
can't
Yeah.
wait. My roommate's going to be so happy.
Speaking of fancy beers, I got another beer for you. I'm staying
Oh,
out
yeah.
of state. This
Oh.
is the Augustin 13 Polotmovi, 13 degrees Polotmovi lager.
Ooh.
It's a Czech style amber lager. Polotmovi means half dark.
Oh.
And
Okay.
You know,
And where's it from again?
it's a Shilling in northern New Hampshire.
Oh,
I've had
Shilling.
Shilling a couple
Yes.
times on the show. That's
Mhm.
my favorite. And they, we've been trained, like from going to Pony Bar, to have American beers, right? And this is American beer, but everything about it is Czech. It's a
Oh.
Czech
Sure.
hops, Czech yeast, Czech grains, and it's all
This is very
Czech
appropriate.
sourced.
This is very appropriate because you want to know something. This is real. I'm not. This is. We picked up a Czech listener this week.
Hey.
Wow.
I mean, I don't. We might have some in America as well,
Well,
but we had a download from the Czech
I
Republic
hope
this
that
week.
Look at that.
they appreciate my pronunciation of Polotmovi.
I hope so.
Polotmovi, because there's an accent on the Y. Okay.
I know a couple of people who live there, so I will.
Wish I
I'll
could
reach
pour
out
it
to
with
them.
if I was right-handed, I could pour it with the label. Oh boy, I've never tried this before.
Well, this
We're
is
all
going to be
praying
since it's
for
a
ya.
science experiment.
Here we go. Opposite side
Ooh.
pour. I can do it.
Oh
It is
yeah.
half dark. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it definitely has got that like kind of caramelly color to it.
Yeah. Looks more like a cross between a Dunkel and a Vienna lager.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Let's take a look at that. Yeah.
Good
Kinda
frothy head on that
color,
one.
amber color.
A little
Yeah.
translucent.
Looks
Very
nice,
nice.
classic style.
How's the nose?
Nice. Very
Mm.
pleasant, very bready, and got that caramely smell to it. Oh yeah.
Very good.
Oh yeah. That's the
Yeah,
stuff.
hold-
I mean,
let's see the
Shilling
can again.
Yeah, let's.
can't go wrong. Really, they're so great.
I mean,
Looks
it's got
like It's like a barber pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
does.
was my thought too.
It's
Augustin
perfect.
13 degrees, and I think that the degrees has to do with the gravity, which
Looks almost like a can of shaving cream, but it's much more delicious.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's really
I don't
nice.
think I'd want to drink.
No, don't
it.
put that on your face.
I only got
Mm.
one because I went down to Bread and Honey
Mm.
on
Mhm.
Columbus Circle, and I actually talked to the beer guy for a while. Nice guy, and that's where I got the tripping animals as well. Great spot. I went down to get a new pair of glasses to Columbus Circle. Like I told myself after a year of this, I'm like, I'm going back outside. And so I went to Columbus Circle and walked around. I walked up and down 8th Avenue, and I was like, this is just sad. There's nobody
Aw.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
especially once you got your new glasses, you're like, now I
Everything's the
see.
same,
Now I see.
closed
everything.
businesses, but Bread and Honey's open.
Good. And were they? Was there a? Did there appear to be a brisk business or?
Oh yeah, they're doing well because they're a Korean. Here I go with my facts again. A Korean grocery store with one of those open bar.
Mhm.
The salad bars, the hot food
Mhm.
hot bar, and they're pretty brisk deli, but they happen to be this rare craft beer spot, this little haven.
Yeah.
And you can get like they have a lot of other half and a lot of all the sought after beers. So yeah, District 96 and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a great spot. We should have that guy on. I'd like to hear the story of how a Korean
I would too.
deli became a craft beer spot.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because one of the first groups to become eligible for the vaccine is grocery workers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were like way up front. So I know that at least I know some people at Story Beer and Cheese because they qualify as a grocery.
Right.
And I'm hoping that since they're apparently reopening movie theaters here in New York, that they add movie theater workers to that list.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope
It
so.
seems like
Mhm.
if your business is allowed to be open,
Yeah.
you should be allowed to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
You should.
Absolutely.
And I don't work in any of those places, so those people, I want to get in. I want to get my vaccine,
But I think
but I
as
want those people to
Captain,
be on the line ahead of me.
as Captain Porter Brownstone, forget it.
What were
I'm
we
sorry,
saying?
Porter. I messed up your whole name. As
no,
Captain
it's-
Porter Brownstone, you deserve a vaccine. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, everyone does.
No,
as a
you're
person,
special. You're special, Captain.
All right, I will. You know, I'm just now that you said that, tomorrow I'm just going to go down to the urgent care place and say,
Tell 'em.
"Do you know who I am?"
I'm Captain Porter Brownstone.
You should go in the.
And you know what? I think I'm gonna.
Shoulder things and the
Yeah, so I'll be like Captain Obvious,
hat.
because I think we actually do have some similar features. There actually, I need to take a trip down a few stairs. Actually, it's really only to my refrigerator over there, but I think as I take this trip, we might have a song.
Going to the captain's cellar, yeah. Drunk by water or hella, yeah. Filled with stouts and porters, made with bricks and mortars. Going to the captain's cellar, yeah.
Oh, I wish I had heard that. I'm looking forward to listening to that in editing, because I really was down
deep
across the room
in the basement.
So
Well, the
didn't hear
last
it.
2 times I've played it correctly, the way that I wrote it.
Including
Ooh.
today.
Before that, I forgot how it was supposed to go.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's funny because I think last week I had it preset, a little bit behind the magic here.
Oh yeah, we used
behind the musical magic box we have here in the magical music box.
You got it.
Nice time.
It's Maestro's magical music box, Captain PBS.
Yeah. So this, so we've talked a lot about Tavor, or Tavor as Globe Hopper.
Globe Hopper, yes.
Because
Nope,
it's not
that's very
Globe Trotters at Globe Humper. No, it's Globe Hopper.
Pretty sure it's Hopper, yeah.
Tavor, the place where I get all my Tavor, and in fact I might even start adding states to them specifically so we can get to like, I want to keep our week thing settled. But this, I also got it when I saw it on their list. I immediately got it. This is from White Elm Brewing Company in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh,
You're going to enjoy this, especially Huck.
Yeah.
It is Lick the Spoon.
I'll get out of here.
Imperial
oh my goodness!
Brownie Batter Imperial Stout.
Woo!
Milk Stout.
Woo!
Now I'm going to pour this, and after I pour that, I'm going to tell the story why Huck is especially enjoys this one, and why here let's just take
a look at it. Cider Girl too was in involved.
Yes.
In
Oh,
Oh my goodness! It does look like brownie batter at this point.
it
so.
does.
There we go.
Oh, good dark color there. Nice small head, like little tiny bubbles there. Oh,
There we go.
Beautiful.
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So, so sweet.
Elm City Brewing.
It's definitely more on the sweet brownie side than the one I had a couple weeks ago from Rockaway. But
Did you say it's from New Hampshire?
I said it was from Nebraska.
You did.
Nebraska is a new state. It's really good. It is definitely has that sweet profile to it, but very delicious. A number of years ago, I guess now that we're using this years ago, yes. I'm not going to say technology, the whatever our code we're using. We mentioned that we're my roommate and Huck's roommate and Cider Girl's roommate. We're all involved in a Commedia dell'arte troupe called Lick the Spoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Along with our gluten-free friend Adam Sullivan, who
That was his baby.
It was his thing, and we had a lot of fun with it. But we called ourselves Lick the Spoon, and so as soon as this beer came up on my options to order, I'm like, "Oh, I have to get that one," and I immediately sent Adam a picture of it.
Yeah,
and he said, "Well, how does it taste?" I said, "Well, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna." But yeah, so it's I think it's a 12%. Yeah, 12%. So very good beer.
Does it taste like you're licking the brownie batter spoon?
You know, it does a little bit.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
It has that. I mean, I don't. It's hard to say how different it is from like taking a bite of a brownie,
true,
or the batter itself. But since it's liquid, you're right. I think it is more of the batter. Like I said, I have to mention this because I had this beer a couple of weeks ago. The Brownies Bite from Rockaway.
Yep.
Theirs is more of a bittersweet chocolate. This is more of a milk chocolate taste to it.
Nice.
So it's
I know
like
we
a
have at least one
Giardelli
listener in
versus
Nebraska
a,
as well.
it's like a Giardelli versus a Betty Crocker situation. Is that what we're doing here?
Oh, that's interesting. I've never. Do they both have brownie mixes?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay. Because I've gotten Ghirardelli when I've made my balls.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The legendary
I-
Captain Porter Brown Stout balls.
Yeah, I
Sweet
got
Lightning
that
looks a little
this year.
confused there. I'm sorry that you've never had a gathering that I've brought my balls to.
No,
How have I not? That's
I don't know.
Once a
crazy.
year
It's a
thing, I
thing.
think, right?
Exactly.
We talked about it a little on our New Year's Eve show.
Okay.
And I think because I gave both the Beer Wonder and Huck their allocations this year.
Yes,
Yeah, it's just a little pastry treat that I make once a year with milk chocolate and bourbon and sour cream and powdered sugar. And,
Delish.
and
and
joy.
the next time, and no matter what time of year it is, since you've never had it, I will promise you the next time that we are all able to be in the room I'm in right now together, having a beer tasting,
We'll have
drinking
balls.
this aged Bourbon County beer that I said I'm going to have the next time we do that, I will have some of my balls here as well.
I look forward to
He's
it.
going to bring his balls out and share them with everyone.
People like putting my balls in their mouth.
Yeah, I love it.
It is a joyful experience.
I look
Yeah.
forward to the momentous occasion.
Yes.
I mean, the captain's brown balls. Yeah, I mean, I've gone.
We're just,
Well, but the weird thing is,
we're
like,
just
because-
taking ourselves a hole, y'all.
because I've definitely used them with Ghirardelli chocolate chips, but there've been Ghirardelli milk chocolate chips.
Mhm.
Oh.
So I don't really see as much of a difference because
Gotcha.
I would say Nestle is the one I see most often. I've also gotten Hershey.
Mhm.
I've gotten Ghirardelli. I've never made them with dark chocolate.
Oh.
The biggest thing that's kept me from doing that is that I worry that they will be harder to shape into balls.
Ah.
Yeah, I gather. That makes sense.
That they like fall apart or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I should try it one year because even if it's a disaster, it's a good way of learning that it's okay. Don't do this.
You can still lick the spoon if that happens.
Thank you, Wheat
Yes,
Lightning.
thank you for bringing us full circle, Wheat Lightning. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
Now, when we brought you on for your second time, we said you could pick any topic that you want to. Was there anything else that you specifically wanted to talk to in addition to your roommate's show?
Yeah. There was one other thing, but my roommate has to grab it for me. So really fast, while I'm getting my roommate to grab this for me, I just want to say I just realized that normally lightning doesn't strike twice. But hello.
She has now, yeah.
Let's do
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Do it.
Hey, roommate.
Wheat Lightning strikes twice.
I mean, she's getting another beer, or just
I just got it.
something
Yeah, you
referring
know what?
to it?
I'm just gonna get it myself because my roommate's
this is really fun.
Wow,
I'm looking forward to this.
exciting. This is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's rare when one of our guests goes in for a second beer, which is fun.
I mean, she's the second one. She's not the first.
Oh,
I believe that the Belgian Blonde did as well.
Definitely did.
Definitely did.
Did the mother
Okay.
pucker?
And actually, Belgian Blonde was the reason I started putting in the emails saying, "Hey, you can bring one or two beers if you like."
Oh.
But okay, so what do you have, Wheat Lightning?
Well, about a year ago, my roommate and Nutpool's roommate and Hophead Huck's roommate and Cider Girl's roommate went to Africa.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
We did.
About a year ago, they were in Uganda, and the thing to drink in Uganda was the Nile Special.
Oh wow! And you
Oh,
saved.
that's
one.
Oh.
That is a nice bottle.
You
The Nile
saved one.
Special.
Now that's an empty bottle. So can you take us back to what
Oh, I
that
thought we
bottle
were gonna
tasted
forget.
like, or what was inside that bottle? What that tasted like? What kind of beer that was?
Well, it's so interesting because I feel like every country has their signature lager.
Mm.
Right.
And this was their premium signature lager, and it was delicious. And
That is
I
the
believe-
African thing. Is generally they're going to be lagers. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I believe didn't a lot of the ads that we passed said something like it's the King's beer.
Yes. That's right.
And it was
King's
like,
beer.
what? The Lion King's
Not
beer
the
is
king of beer,
Nile.
but the king's beer. Yeah.
It
Can
is
you
the King.
taste the beer tonight? Are we gonna get sued for that? I don't know.
It is where you are. Hey, listen, who needs romance when you got beer?
Exact truth.
Correct.
How about both?
Hey, ayo.
Hey. But yeah, no, it's the King's beer, and this momentous occasion reminded me of that because you know how on Facebook all those, reminder back when the world was a little cooler. It's cool now, but
Yeah.
like before,
Yeah.
you were in Uganda and you were drinking this cool beer and getting punched by a gorilla. Not me.
Of course, that was not.
That was not Pool.
Punch.
Not
That
Pool
was
got
not
punched by a
Pool.
gorilla. Or
Man.
Nutpool's roommate. I don't know where to draw the line at this
Yeah.
point.
That's a
Yeah.
true story. Nutpool was punched by a wild gorilla.
Actually, I do recommend that you include that soundbite somewhere
Yeah,
because it sounded a little bit like
yeah. That's a good idea.
an adolescent,
We-
like 4-year-old gorilla.
We can have the
Wow.
soundbite, or maybe the next time he's on, we'll have to make him recreate that soundbite.
I think that sounds like appropriate.
That's money. That is
Yeah.
money right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, highly recommend the Nile Special if you
Very
ever want
good.
a taste of Uganda and the King's beer.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
They also had a
Oh,
Guinness.
you're like it's not bad.
They brew Guinness in
Yes.
Uganda.
How does it taste comparable to other Guinnesses you've
I
had?
quite liked it. It came off as more of a sweet stout.
Okay.
Interesting.
More, I guess, more akin to their export stout than the one that you get on the Nitro.
Right.
Just a little sweeter, a little more syrupy. Very drinkable though. Like really goes down
Yeah.
smooth. They had another beer called the Eagle. Do you remember the Eagle?
Yes, the eagle.
And the Eagle was not good.
No, I remember your face. I mean,
It's
Hophead
a
Huck's
big
face.
bottle, and it's like as soon as you open it, you can the bubbles go. No.
Well, also
As soon
the
as the bottle's open,
difficulty.
you're like, no, this is going to kill us. Don't open the bottle. You got to drink it fast.
Well, and the
but-
difficulty in Uganda was refrefrigeration too is different.
Mhm.
Oh, it's different. That's a different
Yeah.
place. A very different
So
place.
like usually you're getting a cool
It's like
warm
Texas in winter.
beer. Yes, exactly. Yeah, well actually that was
well, they're right on the equator.
warmer
so
than that.
Yeah.
the snowstorms are rare.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I miss Africa.
I know. I do too.
soon
I
we
look
will
forward
get
to
to,
going there one day.
soon we will get to do things like that again. I'm
Actually,
putting that out into the world.
Yeah.
It's really soon. I'm excited.
On the horizon,
Yes.
indeed. Now, what else is going on there, Beer Wonder?
Well, it's exciting week in beer because by the time you're listening to this, we will be in the middle of New York City Beer Week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite times of year. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little different this year because
It will be, of course. By
What's it gonna
design,
look
yeah,
like,
by
though?
necessity.
Yeah, well, they've got New York City Brewers Guild is doing a bunch of great virtual events that you can join at nycbrewed.com. Check out what's going on there. And they're doing their boxes again. So if you missed out for the holiday box and you want to get a selection of great New York City beers, support your Gotham breweries, get some beers delivered to you. They've got kind of a fun looking list. It's always a random mix. You never know what you're going to get, but there's always cool stuff in there. So,
Excellent.
hey, NYC Beer Week, we love you. We drink all your stuff all the time.
Mystery
yeah.
beer boxes.
I know, super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. I would have put it on the podcast. You remember the Lorelei Lager that you had from Keg and Lantern? That was another.
Yes.
I picked one up because the bread and honey guy said, "Well, if you haven't had a lager, this is the lager." And I was
Oh,
like, people now telling me I got to get that lager, so I got one.
Well, all right. Well, I have to report back. It is delish. I remember that. I still remember that one because it was perfect.
Nice. Glad to hear that. I would have brought it on, but we don't like to repeat.
Well, no, can't do two. Can't
it
do
could
two.
though. I mean, it could happen. If we
It
did
might.
100 episodes, it'd be like, episode 100. I'm going to do a repeat beer.
We could
I'll
do
be
an
promising
episode
you
100.
folks.
There you go. Episode 100 will be all repeat
All
beers. Let's do it.
Oh,
Okay, I'm down with that.
You heard it here first.
Episode 100,
Which
100,
episode is this
100.
one? This is 22.
This is 22. We're closing in on 6 months.
Wow.
Which I have a few other things I want to talk about, but I actually, if anyone's still listening at this point, I really do want to say our next episode, which there's not going to be a big lag time. Our next episode is going to be a salute to our fans episode. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about all our fans. We know you're out there. You haven't reached out to us a whole lot, so we encourage you to rate and subscribe and all that things
Now's
that you're
the
supposed to do.
time.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the thing is like I've been saying that like on Apple Podcasts, it's a thing where you have to have at least a certain number of ratings for your ratings to register anywhere. Right. So that's why I keep saying feed the hungry algorithm. But any reviews that are on there, we're going to reference. Anyone who has sent us an email, we're going to talk about that. If you send us a message on Instagram, even if it was only an emoji, we'll probably mention that too, because we have a small but loyal and growing fan base.
Yes.
And among those is the only person who has ever written a review on iTunes.
Wow.
And that is the Acquired Tastings podcast out of Arkansas.
Hey.
Am I going to be there?
They are we know them because they are let's see. Wow, this is really good beer and very strong. This is they are Belgian Babe.
Yep.
It's her friend's family member.
Oh my goodness.
It's a father and son podcast.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
It's called Acquired Tastings. They're not just beer. They have a lot of different beers, but each week is a different theme. So they'll have like Belgian beers, they'll have porters, they'll have barrel-aged stouts, they'll have wines, they'll have whiskeys, they'll have vodka. I listened to one yesterday.
Oh, fun.
There was one recently that was entirely about the Fremont Brewery in Washington, and they gave us a nice little shout out at the end, which was very nice. Actually, Wheat Lightning, on the first episode you were on, we talked about them.
Yeah, remember?
Because you had a beer from Founders.
Yes.
And I just listened to their Porter episode that talked about Founders. So, and they did something really, really nice for us. And I'm not going to say what it is right now, but it's going to be a major focus of next week's episode.
I know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I should hope you do, Huck. Otherwise, we've got a big problem.
Yeah, it's like
I'm in the know.
Yes.
I'm in the
and
know.
You will be too when you listen to next week's episode. And if you reach out to us, we'll read what you say.
Please.
This is Wheat Lightning here.
This week, everything.
I'm just going to say, reach out. Reach out. Reach out.
I mean, we really are. We have a small but loyal. And growing. It's it's growing every week. We have more people watching us or listening to us really. Because watching us is only if you're looking at the pictures, but we're glad that you're all
Those
here.
are fun too.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we do a third beer or?
Well, you can if you want to. I'm still
I just heard a faint voice in the other room saying no.
This rogue.
Did I hear that right? Yes.
It'll be. You're not allowed to have a third beer.
Oh, your roommate's pretty bossy.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do want to mention is that I think the voice in your head there, Cider Girl, a few weeks ago, was talking about cooking with beer.
Yeah.
And I did some of that this week.
Oh, let's do tell.
I made because I recently bought a Dutch oven. And I don't mean the
yes.
Well, I don't want to call it a sex act because I don't think it's really a sex act.
No, it's farting.
The look on your face, Beer Wonder, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, I do know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's not. It's not unless you have a very specific fetish. But I mean the piece of cookware called the Dutch oven.
Oh, yes.
Perfectly legit.
And I decided for the first time ever this week to try my hand at beef stew. I found a recipe in the New York Times, and it called for stout. And I used the Watch Standard gluten-free stout from Ghostfish Brewing that I'd bought at Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, our sponsor. I made my very first ever beef stew, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Awesome.
I think next time I'm going to dial down a little on how much time I leave it in the oven.
Fair.
Okay.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. It was a slow cooker recipe that had adaptations for the oven. And I just realized that if you improvise with the vegetables, if you're doing a slow cooker kind of a thing, there's certain vegetables that will maintain some form of integrity.
Yeah.
And some vegetables that will just turn to mush.
Yep.
Like, I know there were green beans in this thing at some point or another, but now they are sludge.
Yeah, you
And
have
it
to.
still tastes good.
You have to time your vegetables properly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Like, they go
Potatoes
in
to
at the
go in
last-
later.
Yeah.
Or else they just do
Okay, that's not what the recipe said, but okay.
Well,
Things like the potatoes and the carrots basically maintain their integrity.
okay.
I know that there are onions. I find onions there, pieces of them, but they're kind of sludgy.
Don't
Yeah,
listen to me.
onions
I
are
just
good.
pretend to know what I'm saying. This is the Hophead Huck character. I know everything.
Okay. Well, since you pretend to know everything, I'm going to ask you one more question because one of the things that as I'm learning to cook more things, I want to ask you. This is a real. Sounds like
I
a
am
real
a
rookie
professional
question. 'Cause
cook.
well, I've cooked a
That's
lot of
true.
things,
True.
but I've never cooked anything with flour.
Oh.
What
Yeah.
kind of flour should I buy if I want to move into that realm?
There's so many different kinds.
Well,
How
you're not
can-
talking about baking. You're
That
talking
well,
about
well,
cooking.
well. Wheat Lightning, you speak to exactly why I'm so flummoxed by the whole thing.
Yeah. Flummoxed by the flour.
But I know that there's been a lot of baking going on in Hophead Huck's domicile
Well, I could just
between him
bring,
and.
Cider Girl on. You could talk to her.
Oh, she
about
needs to get. We need a cameo appearance
Yeah,
from Cider
cameo.
Girl to
Do
give me.
cameo.
All right,
Cider girl.
Cider Girl.
Flowers.
this is
Flour.
something
Now,
totally
I-
unexpected.
so
A
I will be-
5-guest, 5-person show.
What? I don't even know. Cider Girl has arrived. We're
Cider
basking.
Girl, I just, my question was very simply, what kind of flour should I buy?
What-
Never bought flour in my life.
What are you baking with? What are you going to bake?
I am baking I usually with spices and oils and things like that, and with baking mixes. But I've never done it from the scratch point of view from flour.
Okay, what
And I'm looking at more and more recipes that might call for it. So
Yeah.
I want to know.
are you going to bake first?
Yeah. Well, it's probably something more of like a gumbo where you're supposed to like dredge a meat in flour or something like that.
Just regular all-purpose flour.
Just all-purpose flour, but maybe season it before you dredge it.
Well, it'll tell you that. It'll tell you what to do. It'll say, add this
Okay.
and that to
So
the
there's
flour.
if it's not a real specific kind of a thing, then just all-purpose flour is fine.
Yeah, all-purpose flour will get you pretty far. And when you want to
Okay.
get fancy, like making a biscuit or a scone or whole wheat something or other, then you start to get into more elaborate flours.
Okay.
Wow.
It's good to know. So I'll cross that off my list of things that I wanted to talk about this week. I appreciate that.
And just a little behind the scenes here, I put Hophead Huck's headphones on, and they're dripping wet. And now my
All right. Well, so maybe we don't want to subject that to you anymore. Maybe you should. You can hand it back over to him.
Yeah.
And-
Thank you, Cider Girl.
Wonderful to have you here, Steady Girl. That was that is something that's never happened, and we're very. I mean, she's yelled from the next room.
Yeah.
But it's really nice
Yeah.
to have that little cameo appearance.
She's an rookie Avenger, so
She is. She
Yeah.
can. She's always welcome. To when we say come back anytime, that's the sort of thing I
anytime.
mean.
Like anytime.
Yeah. I did want to ask Beer Wonder about the because we talked a lot about this sort of thing when we did the Black is Beautiful episode about the scholarships thing that were going on, and the company you work for, you and Huck both work for, City Brew Tours, just announced some scholarships this week.
Yeah, they did. So the Talent on Tap Scholarship, which was an initiative that they put forward to support women of color who are interested in making an impact in the brewing industry, they announced just a few days ago who their recipients are, and it's a pretty exciting lineup. A lot of people who are using, up to $2,500 to push forward in the brewing industry. Some people getting Cicerone certifications and other training, learning about yeast and doing some training with White Labs, which is a very innovative yeast cultivator. But those are all out, and you can check out information on the City Brew Tours website on their Talent on Tapped scholarship. But big salutes to all the recipients, and excited to see what kind of awesome stuff you mix up in the brewing industry.
Yeah.
They've been announced on Instagram. You can take a look at them, and I think there's links to some of their accounts. And
Exactly. Yep.
see who
Give
they
them a
are.
follow.
Yeah.
Give them some Beer Venger support.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We need more brewers, more beer, baby.
Mhm.
I also want to make one more mention, as we do almost every week, about Curtain Up, which now this week is up to 59 breweries.
Hey,
11 states. Curtain Up is run by, it's a recipe from Gun Hill Brewing, initiated by the Happy Hour guys to benefit people in the performing arts. We had Brew Guy Phil on last week, and we weren't sure if there was any West Coast. There actually is a California brewery. There are a couple of Colorado breweries. There's an Idaho brewery. But most of them are in New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, and there are more coming out every day. So we are definitely going to have a show at some point in the future where we're all drinking Curtain Up and support them every time you see it. It's just like it's your performing arts friends. Even if you don't have any direct friends, you know people in the performing arts who are struggling now. Curtain Up supports them. So.
Absolutely. It's not just actors,
great.
it's everyone behind the scenes and people that
Exactly.
costumes, props, lights, sets, stage managers. I mean, there's a lot of people involved in putting together live performance, not just the faces you see on stage. So that's a lot of jobs and a lot of people that do need help.
That's right.
Very
Preach.
good. All right. Do we
We've
have
done
any
it
other?
again. We've done it again, ladies and gentlemen. We did another episode. We did it.
We did. It's episode 22.
I'm so proud of us.
Wow.
Let's do it again next week.
I think
I
it'd
think
be
that's
good.
a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'll
know
have to
what? You guys should do this next week.
We should.
Well, speaking of Wheat Lightning, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah,
having me. This was awesome.
Always a pleasure. Yeah.
Listen, anytime I am game to hang.
Hey, love it.
We are going to do some.
Yeah, we
That's
don't.
the road.
I don't think we even need to say our catchphrase because you sort of. But we should anyway.
Yeah.
Who wants to say it this week?
You got a Cap.
Yeah, do it, Cap.
Yeah, come back anytime.
Nice. I like subtle reading. That was nice.
All right.
Do we have
think...
next week planned or?
Well, yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but we got a show. We got with the next week. No, we talked about that a little bit a while ago. The next week is our big fan appreciation show.
Yeah.
Wait to hear what the fans
Tell us things, appreciate us, so we can appreciate you.
Why not?
This
No.
And if not, we might even make things up. Who knows?
Comment this week because we're
Comment,
gonna...
like,
Yeah,
follow,
and-
subscribe.
There you go.
And rate us enough on Apple for us to actually exist.
We want to hear what you think, please.
Yeah. Be honest about how cool PBS, Beer Wonder, Hophead Huck, how cool they are, you know?
This was a great show, everyone. All right,
Captain PBS.
Huck, go ahead and play us out.
All right, thanks everybody.
We're the beer Vengers, beer Vengers, beer Vengers.
We're the Beer Vengers.